What's up, Slime?
What's up, man?
How you been?
Good, how are you?
I'm alright. Just another day at the bar.
Yeah, man, it's been a long day.
Yes, sir. Remember when they tried to put a ban on these?
During the Volstead Act, right?
I believe so, yeah.
18th Amendment, ratified in 1919.
Yeah.
Stopped the sales of intoxicating liquor.
Wait, isn't intoxicating liquor defined as anything that contains 1.5% alcohol by volume?
I didn't know that. Did you know that many states had previously banned alcohol before the amendment was ratified? 18th Amendment, that is. And the first was Maine. They did this in 1846, and 26 of 48 states did the same thing by 1916.
I did not.
The motivation behind the ratification, can significantly be tied back to the temperance movement.
The temperance movement was an organized effort during the 19th and early 20th century to limit or outlaw the consumption and production of alcoholic beverages in the United States.
Right, that's true. Some important temperance leaders were William H. Anderson, Susan B. Anthony, and Pearlie Baker. You know any of them?
No, but it sounds like they don't like to have fun.
Many mothers with alcoholic husbands were associated with the movement and strived to keep their family together.
The temperance movement wasn't the only organization with an impact on the ratification. Various other religions and women's suffrage movements preached that less alcohol consumption would reduce the amount of crime and spousal abuse.
Do you know the first Supreme Court case that relates to the 18th Amendment?
In fact, I do. It was Hawk v. Smith.
Want to tell me a little about that, please?
I would love to. In the state of Ohio, after an amendment is passed, there's a waiting period of 90 days. This allows for at least 6% of Ohio's voters to sign a petition challenging the amendment. In Ohio's case, more than 6% of Ohio's voters signed the petition. But Secretary of State Robert Lansing declared that the 18th Amendment would go into effect. The controversy here is the validity of the passing of the 18th Amendment, which ultimately made its way up to SCOTUS. Although the sale and manufacturing of alcohol was illegal, consuming it was okay. Wait, nah, it's good. Let's just keep rolling.
All right.
Although the sale and manufacturing of alcohol was illegal, consuming it was not. It could be prescribed for medical purposes. And in the year 1920, the number of pharmacists tripled in the United States.
Alright, man. Well, I really appreciate the conversation we had today. I'm gonna head out. It's getting late.
Indeed it is.
So I'll see you.
Wait. Actually, there's still some more stuff I'd like to talk about.
I have some things I could tell you too.
Oh, well, please explain.
So basically, the ratification of the 18th Amendment was completed on January 6, 1919. It is important to note that the 18th Amendment did not prohibit the consumption of alcohol, but rather simply the sale and the manufacturing. Following the prohibition, there was a tremendous growth in illegal alcohol production and distribution. This was known as, yes, bootlegging. You know what bootlegging is, I suppose?
Yes, that's what they do with movies nowadays.
Right. Early bootleggers began smuggling foreign-made liquor and medicinal whiskey into the United States from across the Canadian and Mexican border. Medicinal whiskey was sold at drugstores with real or forged prescriptions. Organized gangs tried to secure and enlarge territories in which they had a monopoly of distribution. Some commonly known gangsters are Bugs Moran and Al Capone. Do you know anything about that?
I know quite a few things about Mr. Capone. Al, as he liked to be called by his friends, was from New York, and in his early 20s, he started bootlegging, but before then, he moved to Chicago. He became a very powerful man in America at that time, and the authorities labeled him as public enemy number one. Although he evaded jail for his bootlegging crimes, the federal government prosecuted him on tax evasion, and he was sentenced to 11 years in a federal prison.
Interesting.
Fun fact, he was at Alcatraz, which is like the most inescapable prison in the United States until the people escaped. But I think they died, because I don't think
They were never found, right?
No, they weren't found. But like, there's evidence that said that like they were from Brazil and they were postcards mailed back to their family from Brazil. But no, the water was too rough. It really was.
Yeah.
Stunning YouTube video on it. I recommend you watching it. Hey Pat,
What's up?
what would you think about the ban of alcohol if you lived in the Prohibition era?
Oh man, it would definitely depend on my circumstances. You know, if I was male, female, if I was married, my age. You know, if I was a male of age, I definitely wouldn't like the government telling me what to do.
Facts. I don't even like the government telling me what to do now, and I'm not of age.
If I was a woman, married with children, with an alcoholic husband, I would be in favor of the 18th Amendment. However, as a law, as a whole, I believe it was bound for failure.
Me too.
I do not believe that you could ban a tangible item that is highly popular for many people. Like, they'll find a way to do it regardless.
That's facts. That is very true.
What do you think about the law?
All in all, I think it was quite stupid. Because, well, yeah, I think it is stupid. Yeah, stupid. Because, like, government could have made a lot of money off of it if they just controlled the manufacturing of alcohol and sold it, like, through the government. Like how marijuana is being sold today. How it's getting taxed, like, a crazy amount. Don't do drugs. But yes, it is getting taxed a crazy amount. So the government is making a lot of money off of it. And if they just did this, it got the best of both worlds. The people got their alcohol, and the government gets money. And the government loves money, money, money. I think, yeah. What's up, guys? Back again. Scene 3. Scene.
Sam, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What is that?
So, I know the 18th Amendment was the only one ever to be repealed from the Constitution. Why did Congress feel the need to do this at the time?
I think it is because Prohibition failed to fully enforce sobriety and costed billions of dollars, rapidly losing popular support in the early 1930s. In 1933, the 21st Amendment to the Constitution was passed and ratified, ending national prohibition.
So, following that, presumably, bootlegging would continue, and some states maintained statewide temperance laws. Mississippi was actually the last dry state in the Union, and their prohibition ended in 1966.
That's so deep. Hey, got a question for you.
What?
We have 27 amendments in our Constitution. What do you think will be the 28th?
If there even is a 28th, am I right?
You could say that again.
With everything going on today, I wouldn't be surprised, but the thing is, I'm not sure exactly what it would be.
Exactly. I agree with you because the way our country is, everyone likes to attack each other, whether it be social media, on the news, but everyone is always going after each other. So I do not think that enough people would be on the same boat to pass an amendment, unless there was like a dire circumstances. But in the future, I do think when the government figures out how to censor our phones more, censor technology and the internet, then like once they figure out how to do it, they will pass a technology-based amendment, which will be the 28th. That is what I think.
I completely agree with that. I believe technology is rapidly advancing, and there's really no telling where you could go with it.
Exactly.
You could do anything nowadays.
Exactly. I think we wrapped it up here.
Well, I had a great time discussing the 18th Amendment with you, and I wish you the best.
You too. Wait. There's one more thing. If you want to be so kind as to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications when I post, that'd be awesome. Have a great night. I'm thinking of a number 1 through 10. Comment that number down below, and you win 10 years of good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.